I got this email this morning from the Peoria Riverfront Museum. The Peoria Riverfront Museum receives largest individual gift in museum history. CEO of the museum in the heart of Peoria is John Morris. Hi, John.
Good morning, Greg. Good morning, Dan.
Tell us about this gift, man. I'm blown away by it.
A remarkable gift, most important, largest gift from an individual in the history of the museum. And it's to create a permanent endowment to support students to come to the museum from all over Peoria, Greater Peoria, Central Illinois, Tri-County area. The gift is from the Barton Family Foundation, which is set up by the late Glenn Barton, who's been gone 10 years. He was chairman and CEO of Caterpillar, and his widow, Polly Barton, who has been a constant supporter of the museum in my 9.5 years on the job. We're entering our 10th year of this Every Student Initiative program that we started with the Peoria Public Schools. Now we have 50 schools. We've grown the quality of the program. The students come for free with their classes, K through 8. They get docent-led tours. They get passes to bring their entire families back for free. The teachers get free memberships in the museum, and all of this will now be endowed on a long-term basis with a $5 million endowment created by Polly Barton and her family, really who have been working with her and advised her on this, and just thrilled for our community, for the children of our community, for the future of our community.
We say it so often that I sometimes think that maybe we're all goofy, but it's true that this community, especially for its size, is generous beyond understanding. We just have it built into us. And on your side of that story, John, you're going to agree with me, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think many of us call this the city of gratitude. Gratitude is the way I think it sort of gratitude manifests itself with giving. Giving is the action part of gratitude. And
right.
So I think whether it's healthcare or education or social services or lifting people up on the down or lifting people up to the highest point, which is what the museum does, is help unleash the full talent and genius of every individual. That's the Peoria Riverfront Museum mission. We're charitable 501c3 nonprofit organization and 5,200 members strong now, 600 Visionary Society members. But Polly Barton from day one answered the call that a member of our board, Sally Snyder, who's now a board member emerita, had a dream to maybe bring every student in Peoria Public Schools through every year. We didn't know how we were going to do it. Couldn't afford it. Polly Barton and I actually, my second week on the job, Glenn Barton had just passed away several months before, leaving Polly with a foundation, the Barton Family Foundation, to do good in the community. The first gift she made out of that foundation was to help me as the new director of the museum create and answer the call that Sally Snyder had challenged me. Could you somehow get every student in Peoria Public Schools? Well, we did with Polly Barton's help 9.5 years ago. Now we've been able to expand that program. Polly continued to fund that program for the last decade, but with this gift, Polly really, on behalf of the Barton family, makes a permanent legacy impact to help us sustain the Every Student Initiative dream. It is, Greg and Dan, I think the finest student engagement program. As you know, you hear me say it all the time, we're the only multidisciplinary museum of our kind in the nation, art, science, history, achievement, completely devoted to lifting people up, unleashing their full talent and genius. And you all are great communicators of the things that we bring on a national level. Opening next week and is one of the big ones we've ever done. It's the first exhibition from the 9/11 Museum in New York City on the 25th anniversary of the attacks of 9/11. The first exhibition curated from their collection is a large exhibition. Anywhere in the country will be at the Peoria Riverfront Museum. And you imagine 40% of our nation's population has never seen was not alive to witness or understand or has no conscious recollection of the events of 9/11. So that's just one of the many places we're able to tell stories of history or inspire with art or discover with science. So this Barton Family Foundation gift, $5 million endowment, will be invested. We take 5% of a 5-year rolling average. So it will begin to spin off money that will help us year to year grow this program, improve the quality of the program, expand the program for the Every Student Initiative.
You know, John, and your contacts, it's you or your whole staff, you've made contacts with museums in New York that, frankly, no one else has, and you're bringing great stuff here. And the magic has even sucked in Alice Walton because the all-access free for the families, a great time for families to come down and say, hey, do we want to join? Because it doesn't cost that much for a family for the year. Is that part of this, or was that the all-access more of the Waltons?
Well, you know, All Access was Alice Walton, the wealthiest woman in the world out of Bentonville, Arkansas, a great partner and funder of ours. I'll tell you a quick story. Polly Barton she initially invested in the Every Student Initiative before Alice Walton had created the Art Bridges Foundation just a year or so before, 2017. And Polly Barton, along with our foundation board member and guest curator, Bill Heydrich, and a couple others of us, Bambi Putnam, and a couple others of us flew down to Bentonville, Arkansas, to see what Alice Walton had done there with Crystal Bridges and her Art Bridges concept. And Polly was undoubtedly, felt a sense of kindred spirit, which is the name of the most famous artwork in Crystal Bridges called Kindred Spirit. And you could feel that sort of kindred spirit that Polly Barton felt with Alice Walton. So they're unrelated and yet totally related. They're cut from the same cloth. How do we give people access to the things that help inspire them, help unleash their full talent and genius? And Peoria is doing it as well, if not better, than any place in the country with our museum right now. And I'm just very proud. Not only is this the largest gift in the history of the Peoria Riverfront Museum from an individual, this is among the largest endowment gifts for a student access program. In other words, endowing it permanently, putting it in an investment so it keeps going anywhere in the country at any museum. It's a very big deal for an organization of our size, a nonprofit in a place like Peoria, the metropolitan, statistical population area of 400,000 or so. This is an enormous impact, and what a great way to go back to school with
no kidding,
with such a great gift.
Well, congratulations, John. We got to roll. John Morris, Peoria Riverfront Museum. Don't forget to go see starting Labor Day weekend, the 9/11 show. We'll talk more about that later. See you, John. Good to talk to you.